All right, so as you rest on your mat, begin to bring your awareness to your breath. As you're resting on your mat, perhaps whether your knees are bent or extended, just lift your hips up and slide the buttock flush down to elongate your spine. And then just walk your hands down towards your feet and tent your fingers. And then walk your right hand down just a little bit more and then release. And walk your left hand down and then release. And just let your elbows rest on the floor and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And now just let your breath settle in, let it come to its natural cadence. And now begin to deepen your breath. Long, slow, deep inhalations, and long, slow, complete exhalations. And see if with your exhalation you can make it slightly longer than your normal exhalation, and perhaps even longer than your inhalation. And then bring your hands to rest at the center of your chest. With your hands resting here, just bring your awareness to them. Notice their temperature, their heat, their weight. And as you're here, see if you can visualize the color green, the deep emerald green. And as you breathe in the deepness of the green, the cooling feeling of the green grass, the leaves. And as you recall, this is the heart chakra, the Untitled Chapter. This is the center for love and kindness and caring. And it's unconditional in its qualities, in each of the qualities found here. So as you breathe in the qualities of love and kindness, compassion. And as you exhale, breathe those qualities out to someone who might need them or to the universe in general. All the time, keeping in mind that deep emerald green. And now you can release your arms. And if your knees are bent, you can keep them flat with your feet flat on the floor or extend the legs out onto your mat. And once again, just bring your awareness back to your body as it rests on the mat. Again, perhaps lift the buttock flush and slide the buttocks down towards your heels. And reach your arms up and take them behind you. Stretch your fingers away, stretch your heels away. And then bring them down by your side. Reach your arms up, take them all the way behind you. Point your toes. And then bring the arms down and relax your feet. And then one more time, reach up. Stretch the arms up all the way behind you. Press through your heels. Reach your arms away. And then relax the legs, but keep a little integrity in them. Just don't grip. And then take your arms up towards the ceiling. And open and close your hands. And then tuck your thumbs under your fingers and make some circles with your wrists. And pause, and then go the other way. And pause, and flip your palms up, and point them down. And flip and point. And just wave your hands up and down all the time. Bring your palms together. And interlace your fingers all the way down to the belly. Reach your knuckles up to the ceiling and relax your shoulders away from your ear. And then turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Bend your elbows and bring your hands to your chest. Press your hands towards your feet. Bend your elbows in and reach your arms up. And then take your folded hands behind you. And once again, press your palms away. Point your toes and bring your big toes together. So turn your heels away from one another. And bring the big toes together and do a little pelvic tilt to engage your abs. And then once again, release your feet. Release the interlace of your fingers and wiggle them. And bring your arms back up to the ceiling. And then with your fingers reaching towards the ceiling, shrug your shoulders up off your mat. And then place them down. Reach up and place them down. And one more time, reach the shoulders up and place them down. And then hold on to opposite elbows, take your arms behind you. And as you pause here for a moment, maybe find something on the ceiling where you can fix your gaze. And as you fix your gaze, take a moment to feel the sides of your body. Feel that nice stretch underneath your arms. And then draw the folded arms up. And slide your arms to the left and take your gaze to the right. And then take the arms to the right. Gaze to the left. Take your arms up to the ceiling. Take your arms behind you. Refold your arms. Bring the other forearm in front. And once again, just pause. And then draw your folded arms up. And then take the arms to the right, gaze to the left. And then arms to the left and gaze to the right. Reach your arms up. Take them all the way behind you. Bring your feet together. Bring your arms as close to your ears as you can. Do a pelvic tilt. Point your toes and stretch the body. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Take your feet about hip distance apart. And scrunch and spread your toes. And wiggle them a little. And then point and flex and point and flex. My ankles are cracking this morning. Point, flex and point and flex. And make circles with your ankles. And pause and go the other way. And then bring your big toes together. Sweep the pinkies to the floor and windshield wipe your feet in and out. And then bring your big toes together and point them, and notice how your upper thighs roll in towards one another and your calves roll out and away from one another. And then release. Slide the backs of your heels and tap your legs. And bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor. If you have a bolster, bring it up to the top of your mat. And if you're using a pillow, bring it in front of your bolster. And then come on down. And lift your hips up, slide the buttock flush down, and place your back on the mat. And then take your hands and interlace your hands just a little bit and bring them to the back of your head. You can actually just take your, make it so that your middle fingers touch one another. And then take the thumbs and bring it to the base of your skull. So that little spot right underneath your, just above your neck. There are two little points, the occiput. So we're going to take that and just sort of pull it gently, lift your head up and draw the occiput up towards your head, and then place your head down. And your chin might be a little closer usually to your chest than it is usually. That just helps to put the cervical spine in line with the rest of your spine. And then walk your hands down towards your feet. Press your feet into the floor and press the lower back into the floor. And release and press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release and press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. And release. And then draw your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Let your knees fall away and cross the left ankle over the right and make circles around your low back and sacrum. Hug your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Let your knees fall away, recross the ankles, and make circles in the other direction. And hug your knees in, rock them in and out. And then uncross your ankles, hold on behind your knees, and just keep your knees in, don't take your feet up too high, and just rock. So we're gradually going to take the legs up a little higher, but each time we do it, you'll feel the back, a different section of your back being massaged. And then take your legs up a little higher, and then rock them in. You might feel a little higher up on your back now. And then take them up again, almost to perpendicular. And one more time, maybe you feel this around your shoulder blades. And then take the feet all the way up, rock your thighs in. And then keep the thighs hugged in for a moment and rock from side to side. And then stretch your legs up. Press through the balls of your feet and then bring them in. Stretch the legs up and bring them in and stretch your legs up. And then take the legs wide, bring them in, take your legs wide, and bring them in, and take the legs wide, and bring them in. And then bring your feet to the floor, walk your hands down towards your feet, press your feet into the floor, press the lower back into the floor, and release. Press your feet, press the lower back into the floor, and release. Take your arms up overhead, and press your feet into the floor, press the lower back into the floor, and let your knees go to the right. and stretch through the left arm. Come back up to the center. Press your feet, press the lower back into the mat. Take your knees over to the left and stretch through your right arm. And then come back up to the center. You can just let your arms relax. And with your feet hip distance apart, just rock your knees a little bit from side to side. And then come back to the middle and extend both legs. Reach with your arms, do a pelvic tilt. And then draw your left thigh in close to your chest and rock it in and out. And then hold on to your left knee with the right hand and draw your knee towards your right shoulder. And then come back and take your left knee in the left hand, draw the knee towards the left shoulder. And then hold on to the top of the knee, make a few circles with your left hip. And pause and go the other way. And pause and draw your thigh in. Reach your leg up, hold on behind your thigh and stretch your leg. Bend your thigh in and press the leg up. And bend your thigh in and then walk your hands up to wherever you can reach and stretch the back of your leg. Bend your knee, bring the arch of your left foot to your right knee and then draw your knee over to the right. Come back to the middle, extend both legs and arms, and stretch the body. And then exhale, bring your right thigh in close and rock it in and out. And then extend the left leg, right leg up. And bring, oops, I forgot. Pretend you didn't see that. Take hold of your your right knee with the left hand and draw your knee over towards the left shoulder. Thinking I was forgetting something. And then come back and hold on to the right knee with the right hand and bring the knee towards the right shoulder. And then hold on to your knee and make a few circles with your hip. And pause and go the other way. And pause, and then draw the thigh in. And now we can reach the leg up. And bring your thigh into your chest. And reach your leg up. And bring your thigh in. Walk your hands up to wherever you can. Stretch the back of your leg. Keep the left leg slightly active. And then bend your knee. Bring the arch of your right foot to your left knee. And then take your knee over to the left. Keep your shoulders on the mat and your gaze at the ceiling. Come back to the center, bring both feet to the floor, and take your feet just about hip distance apart and press your feet into the floor and the lower back into the floor. And then release and just take your legs a little bit side to side. And then take your belt. Take your left foot up into the belt. And bring the belt so that it's right at the end of your heel, like it's almost going to fall off. Relax your shoulders. And then once you get the belt onto your heel, draw the heel down so that your foot points. You feel a nice stretch in the front of your, probably in your ankle, maybe a little bit in your shin. And then release and walk the belt up to your big toe and little toe mounts. And once you're there, draw the toes down towards your face. You feel a big stretch in the back of your leg. And then come back to the middle. take the belt into your left hand to your right hip. And as you exhale, take the left leg to the left and your right knee goes to the right. Come back up to the middle. Switch the belt into your right hand, left hand to a T. Take your right leg behind your left thigh as you cross the left leg over to the right. And then come back up to the middle, hold the belt one side of each hand, bring your thigh to your chest, and reach your leg up. And then take your right foot into the belt, bring the left leg down. And draw your thigh in, and reach your leg up. Take the belt into your, oops, what am I doing on this right side? I'm forgetting everything. Take the heel, take the belt to your heel. There we go. And now draw down on the heel just a bit to straighten and stretch the front of your right leg. And then walk the belt up to your big toe and little toe mountain. And once you're there, draw the toes down towards your face. And release. Bring the belt to the middle of your foot. Take the belt into your right hand, left hand to your hip. And as you exhale, left leg to the left, right leg out to the right. And then come back up to the middle, and then cross the left thigh behind the right, and take the right leg over to the left. Come back up to the center, take both feet into the belt. Separate your feet. Press the edges of your feet into the belt to create some space in your hips and SI joints. And then release your feet to the floor. Take your feet as wide as your mat and rock your knees from side to side. And then bring them to hip distance apart. Take your left ankle over the right knee. And use your left hand to roll open the left hip and bring your knees into your chest. Rock in and out. And hug your knees in. Take them a couple inches over to the right. You feel a nice deep stretch in that outer glute and hip. And then come back to the center and lower your right foot to the floor. And take hold of your left ankle with the left hand. And as much as you can, just change the position of your foot. You can bring it up towards your hip or just a little higher up onto your thigh. And then bring your knees in. And then uncross the legs. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Rock your knees from side to side. And then bring them back to hip distance apart. And bring your right ankle over the left knee. Use your right hand to roll open your right hip. And bring your knees into your chest. Rock them in and out. And then hug them in. Take the knees a couple inches over to the left. And then come back to the middle. Lower the left foot. And then hold on to your right ankle. Bring your foot either up towards your hip or any place, something just a little bit different. So that when you bring your knees in, you feel a little different stretch. And then come back to the feet as wide as your mat. Rock your knees from side to side. Take your knees all the way over to the right. And then come up and take them all the way over to the left. And come back up to the center. And then, I can't remember whether we did this last week or not, but take your belt or whatever you were using for your belt as a belt. And we're going to do bridge pose with the belt around our ankles. So you bring the belt around the front of your ankles. And walk your hands down towards your feet. And then press your feet into the floor, press your arms into the floor, lift your hips. And then roll yourself down. And once you get back down to the mat, readjust your hands. Hold on to the belt. And then take your hips up. And then slowly roll down. And bring your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. And then bring your feet to the floor and extend your legs and reach with your arms. And then bring your arms down by your sides and we'll roll to one side and we'll sit up. So I don't remember whether we did that last week or not, but if we did not, the difference in using the belt around your ankles is that it turns your shoulders in more towards one another, so you get more lift in your chest when you're doing bridge pose. Okay, so come to a comfortable seated position. We'll just sit for a minute or so, do a little bit more stretching. Just bring your hands to your knees and close your eyes. Turn your palms up and bring your index finger and thumb together in the mudra of meditation. And just bring your awareness to the center of your palms. Perhaps you feel a little tingling in the center of your hands. A little energy moving through from the outer world or outer universe to your inner palms. And then release the mudra, open your eyes, bring your hands to your knees. And lower your chin towards your chest. And then inhale up and turn your head to the right. Come back to the middle and turn your head left. Back to the middle, turn your head right. And then turn your head left. And come back to the center, take your arms to your sides, walk your fingers out and wiggle them. And release. Walk the hands away, wiggle. And release. And one more time, walk your hands out, wiggle your fingers. And release. And reach your arms up. Turn your palms, exhale and release. Reach your arms up. Turn your palms and lower. And reach your arms up. Turn your palms and exhale. Reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right and stretch. Feel that nice stretch in the side of your body. And then come up to the center. Take your right arm up. Walk out to the left and once again feel that nice stretch. And come back up to the center. Reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right and then roll your ribs towards the floor. Reach towards that opposite corner of your room. And then inhale, open up. And round your ribs. Inhale and open. And round your ribs. And then inhale, come all the way up. Take your right arm up. Walk up to the left. Reach and stretch and curl your ribs to the floor. And open up. And curl your ribs. Inhale and open, and then curl your ribs. Inhale and open up, and then come all the way up. Roll your shoulders. And reverse. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale with a hug. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Reach across your body with the left arm. And back and right arm. And back and press into an imaginary wall. And back and press into the imaginary wall. And come back. And then bring your hands to your knees. Round your back. Lift your chest. Round your back. And lift up. And round your back. And lift up. Take your arms up. As you exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee and twist. And take the arms up again. As you exhale, right hand to the left knee. And then come back to the center. Whoops. I almost fell backwards. Okay. Take your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. And press gently through the balls of your feet. Bring your hands to the sides of your hips. Draw your navel in and lift your sternum. Roll the shoulders back for Dandasana, staff pose. And then just hinge forward. Bring your hands to your ankles or your shins, wherever they reach. And just let the back stretch out a little bit. Press into your legs, lift up your chest. And walk yourself back up, slide your heels. And let's do that one more time now. If you can reach your toes, take your index finger and middle finger, bring it between your big toes, and press your thumbs into the toenail of your big toe as you come forward. And then press into your legs, lift up. And then release. And once again, tap your knees. Bring your hands behind you. Bring the soles of your feet together. So I think most of you have blocks. So if you're looking at me right at this moment, I'm going to just say my right knee is higher than my left knee. So I'm going to take a block and put that underneath my left knee and my right knee. Did you see how my right knee drops? So if you can figure out which of your knees is higher in Baddha Konasana, then put a block under the lower knee and your other knee will drop. It's yoga magic. And then take your legs out in front of you again, tap your knees. And then hold on behind your knees, take your legs wide. And roll the thigh flesh in from the outside in towards the middle. And down. Good. And then come forward. Spread your fingers wide like you're doing downward facing dog. And press into the floor. Walk over to your left leg and stretch through your right arm. And then walk over to your right leg, stretch through the left arm. Come back through the middle. Press into the floor. Lift your heart up. And then walk yourself up. And take your belt. Take the belt around the ball of your left foot. Hold on to the belt with the left hand. Right hand to the right hip. Turn your body towards the right. Reach the right arm up and exhale to the left. And then come back up, hold the belt in your right hand, reach up with your left arm, and then reach to the right. Come back up to the center, switch the belt to your other foot. Left hand comes to the left hip, turn towards the left, reach your left arm up, and exhale over to the right. And then inhale up to the center, switch the belt into your left hand, reach up with the right arm, and reach over to the left. And then come back up to the center. You can set your belt aside. Bring the soles of your feet together again. And just take a look at your knees. See where they are. Might have evened out a little bit. And then bring your knees, your feet out in front of you and your hands to your knees and round your back. And lift your chest, round your back, lift your chest, and round your back, lift your chest. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance and reach your arms through. See if you can get your shoulders to match up with your knees. And then take your right hand out to the right, underneath your right foot. And take the left hand underneath the left foot. And then walk your feet maybe a little wider. And come forward. You can hold on to your feet if you want. Or just keep them out to the sides for tortoise pose. And then slowly bring your hands back to the center and walk yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together again. And then come back to the center and let's come onto hands and knees. You can have your blocks towards the front of your mat. And with your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, draw your navel up, press your hands into the floor, and round your back. And then lift your chest, round your back, lift your chest, and round your back. And then come to a neutral spine. Take your right leg out behind you and just stretch the calf. And then bring the right leg back and then take the left leg out and do the same, stretch the calf. Come back to the center, bring your big toes together, separate your knees, press your hips back for extended child's pose. You can stack your fists if you like, or rest your forehead on a block. Or bring your forehead all the way down. And then walk yourself up to sit on your heels or stand on your knees, whichever one is most comfortable for you. And bring your hands to the sides of your hips. Reach up with your right arm and reach to the left. And then come up and reach up with the left, reach to the right. And then come back. Hold on to the back of your mat. Roll your shoulders back and down and then pull the mat away from the center. And then release. Come forward to table. Walk your hands out in front of your shoulders and spread your fingers nice and wide. Curl your toes. Lift your hips up for downward facing dog. Make sure that your feet are right behind your hands or behind your wrists. Press your wrists away, your hands away. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. And press your thighs to the wall behind you. Glide forward to plank. Lower your knees and lift your chest. And then curl your toes. Lift back to downward dog. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees. Press back to extended child's pose. Walk yourself up to sit on your heels or stand on your knees. Reach up with your left arm and reach to the right. And back to center. Reach up with the right arm. Walk out to the left. Come back to the center. Come to table. Round your back. Lift your chest. Walk your hands forward. This time, bring your blocks onto the top of your mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes. Lift up for downward facing dog. And then glide forward to plank. This isn't going to work. I'm sorry, I did this wrong. Lower your knees, lower your hips, lift your chest. And then press back for downward dog. Look forward to your hands. Walk or step your feet forward. And now bring your hands onto your blocks. Bring the weight of your body onto the balls of your feet. So it feels almost like you're going to tip over. Bend and straighten your knees. And then walk your blocks out in front so that they're considerably in front of your shoulders. And then bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs like you're going to jump off a ski lift or ski jump. And then lift up. Bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs. And straighten. And one more time, bend your knees. Bring your hands off the blocks to the floor. And then slowly roll yourself up. Reach your arms all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. And pause in Tadasana. So remember, in Tadasana, you press your feet into the floor. Lift up your kneecaps to engage the legs. Descend the buttock flesh. Slightly lift the pubic bone. Reach your hands down towards the floor and lift your sternum. And now inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and plant your hands. Step your feet back for downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Lift your right leg. And lower. And then lift your left leg. And lower. Press back to downward facing dog. Step forward or walk forward for forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your feet back for downward facing dog. Glide forward to plank. Lift your left leg. And lower, lift the right leg. And lower, press back to downward dog. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees, press back to extended child's pose. then come up to table and take your left foot forward and use your blocks on either side of your left foot. Scoot your right leg back. Press into your blocks, lift up your chest, and then slide your hips back and straighten the left leg. Use your blocks. You can always walk your blocks back if you can't get your legs straight. And then come back to the center. And now reach your arms up. Bring your hands to your blocks. Step your left foot back and step the right foot forward. Good. Press into your blocks. Slide your hips back and straighten your right leg. And then come forward, press and lift, and slide your hips back. Come forward, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands to your blocks, step your right foot back. And now I'm going to turn to face you. Well, I think I'm facing you. I'm coming to the middle of my mat, so I would like you all to be in the middle of your mat. I'm going to adjust my screen a bit so you can see. So you're on your knees. Take your left leg out to the left side. Use your right foot as a little bit of a kickstand. So instead of having it directly behind your knee, bring it in just a little bit so it's like a kickstand. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. Reach up with your right arm and exhale over to the left. And then lower down and reach up. And then inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower. So from here, lift the left leg up. And you can stay here or bend your knee, hold on to the left ankle with the left hand, press your foot into your hand, and then spiral your chest towards the ceiling. And then release the arm, release the leg, lower your left leg, lower the left arm, walk yourself towards the middle of the mat, bring your knee back in, come back up, and then take your right leg out to the right side, right hand onto your thigh, reach your arm up, turn your right foot in slightly as a kickstand, or left foot. Wait a minute, sorry, I'm a little out of alignment here. Okay, all right, there we go. And now reach to the right, and then come up and lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower. Take the right leg up. Stay here if you like, or bend the knee. Reach around for your right ankle with the right hand. Press your foot into your hand and then spiral your chest towards the ceiling. And then release the arm, release the leg. Lower the leg to the floor, lower your arm to the floor, curl your toes, press back, downward facing dog. And then just turn your feet to the left, turn them to the right, turn left, turn right. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees. Press your hips back, roll onto your bottom. Scoot down towards the end of your mat. Bring your hands behind your knees, roll yourself down, bring your knees into your chest, rock in and out. And hug your knees in, rock from side to side. Bring your feet to the floor. Bring your ankles together. Bring your knees together. Take your arms out to a T. Press your feet into the floor. Press the lower back into the floor. Let your knees go to the right and take your gaze over your left shoulder if you can. Otherwise, keep the gaze at the ceiling. And then come back up to the middle. Press your feet into the floor and the lower back into the floor. And take your legs to the left, gaze to the right. And then come back up to the middle, bring your knees to your chest, rock in and out. Keep the knees about hip distance apart, let them fall away from your body. And then just make a few circles. And pause and then go the other way. And pause. Draw the thighs in, rock them in and out. Bring your feet to the floor, extend your legs, extend your arms, reach and stretch. Do a pelvic tilt. And then bring your arms down by your sides, let your feet sway to the corners of your mat, and you can prepare for Shavasana. So as you settle yourself down onto your mat once again, bring your awareness to your breath. And perhaps as you're here resting on the mat, you scan your body. Notice if anything feels different. Just notice how you feel. And relax your legs. Relax your hips. Relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Relax the skin on your face. And relax your scalp. And feel a wave of relaxation cover your entire body. Now you can begin to bring your awareness back. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Slowly roll onto your right side and pause for a moment. And take a long, slow, deep breath in. And a long, slow, complete breath out. And gently press into your left hand and bring yourself up to sit in Sukhasana. And then bring your hands to the center of your chest and lower your head, reminding us to surrender the busy thinking mind to the wisdom and intuition that resides in the heart. And join me if you like. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.
Namaste.